Hey, it's Jimmy Kim, CEO and co-founder of Sentlate, and today I want to welcome you to the Email Secrets, what Gmail doesn't want you to know. Now, the first thing you're probably wondering is very simple. Why are we talking about Gmail? Why is Gmail so important? And what is this course all about? So Gmail is very, very simple. Gmail serves about 85% of the world's population with email. In fact, studies have shown that Gmail users tend to spend an average of 300% more than a Hotmail or a Yahoo email address. And the results are very simple. Gmail attracts a younger crowd, people who are more technologically advanced, and those people tend to spend more money and trust the internet in general. So in this course, what we're going to talk about is very simple. Email marketing is not limited to what your subject line, your body line, and your link are. Those are the three things that everybody focuses on when we talk about email marketing. But we want to talk about in this course about things that are going to improve your deliverability, set up your automation, and of course increase your engagement required to make sure and maximize your sales. So in this first module, I'm just going to briefly touch on a couple little things, explain exactly what the three types of marketers are and the common misconceptions of email marketers. And we'll break down the knowledge that you should have and how this course will expand your mindset on email. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is the three types of marketers out there. Now, I know that you're probably thinking and wondering, hey, I've been a part of, marketing, or I've been doing email marketing for however long, and you may or may not notice that there are a very strong differentiations of the types of marketers and the mindsets that companies have when it comes down to it. So the three types of marketers we talk about pretty generally are Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Hammer Down Baby, and a professional. So we'll talk about each and talk about why you should be looking at each and what you should be thinking about when you're focusing on each and every one of them. So the three types of marketers are very simple. The first one is Mr. Nice Guy. That's the one where the company or the brand or the personality doesn't email you very often, maybe once a week, maybe once every month, and so forth. The reason why they don't email you very often is because they think they're bothering you, or they think that they don't want to hound you for money. And there are some positive thought processes there and some negative thought processes. The number one thing I tell you about this and the Mr. Nice Guy, something that I personally have been a victim of as being a Mr. Too Nice of a guy when it comes to my email marketing and advertisement is, one, you don't stay in front of the person long enough, and unfortunately you lose trust, because on the internet you have to look at the internet as one day equals probably a month in real life. People just don't generally tend to connect at the same level with the internet as they do in real life. Number two, you're not maximizing your dollars and cents. Look, everybody who opts in or buys a product or gives you their email, webinar, whatever, they understand you're a marketer. They understand that you may be doing good in the community, but they also understand that you're running a business. So it's not always the best approach. The third thing you're doing is very simple. You're missing out in the bottom line of your monthly income with your email. When it comes to email marketing, the idea is very simple, and this is a term you've heard over and over again. They say that each email address is worth $1 per month in your inbox, right? So if you have 100 emails in your email subscriber service, you would have $100 a month that they say that you should be able to earn off of them. Now, that number can substantially increase if you have the right setup, the right communication, right automation, and of course being able to engage them. You should be able to increase that to a couple dollars. If you can really grow a tribe, which is one that will follow you around everywhere and listen to every word you have, I've seen people be able to make up to $20 per subscriber per month with their email marketing. So depending on how you're presenting it and how you're accepting it, just remember two things that I always talk about as I talk about Mr. Nice Guy and all three of these types of marketers. One, there's a real person on the back of that marketing. What I'm talking about that is very simple. People are sitting on the other side of that. So remember that there is a person over there and that you are marketing to a person and not some robot. So when you're talking to them, when you're communicating with them, when you're working with them, when you're explaining something, or when you're talking about problem solution and you're trying to promote to them, well, you want to make sure that you understand there's a real person, and communication is very much key. Two, you need to make sure that you're really looking at the important stuff, the data, the metrics, the deliverability, the things that you probably don't think about quite so often, but the things that you should be thinking about even deeper than just how to write that email or what kind of subject line or what you're going to promote today. So in this course, we'll continue to break that down. So keep listening and you'll be able to learn so much more. Now, let's talk about marketer number two. Marketer number two is Mr. Hammer Down Baby. This is the marketer, and I'm sure you're on plenty of lists, that just basically promotes promotes to you offer after offer after offer. These are generally affiliate marketers, ones that just want to maximize each and every dollar they have. And they tend to just promote and look really, really poor in their practices. They'll email you something every day, maybe every 2 days, every 3 days, whatever it may be, but they're always asking you for money. Now, there's nothing wrong with this business model at all, and the people who want to listen to that and only want to be pitched will stay on your list. And the thing that we've always seen with the Mr. Hammerdown baby is two things really occur. One, your list tends to exhaust. That means your list dies really fast. And in Module 7, we talk about list exhaustion and cleaning. I'll tell you about how to use that if you are that type of marketer. Two, you don't really grow that following or tribe that you're looking for. As an email marketer, number one thing that I always focus on is that you should be growing that tribe by communicating and creating that rapport with that person. And from that rapport, you're able to sell people and you can continue to keep those people going. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people don't look at that as the way or source of how they should be working. So the Mr. Hammerdown baby, that there's nothing wrong with it, but it's a much shorter life cycle of your subscriber. If you are working on constantly bringing in fresh leads, this is the best way to handle it because you're maximizing early and often. And they say that you're able to pull in months worth of income early and upfront, but you don't have that longevity that you would get when you got to being a typical marketer, right? So, it's talking about where you get your money now, you get your money later, whereas Mr. Nice Guy, you get your money over a long time because it takes you a long time to promote. Now, the last one is the professional, and this is the one that I always highly recommend people to be a part of. The professional is very simple. It's someone who goes out and actually professionally, like a corporate person, will actually manage their schedule. They'll look at what's coming up in the next 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks, and they'll decide, hey, I want to promote this, I want to promote that, I want to make sure I'm in front of them about this topic. And a lot of times these are evergreen products or they're products that, their own features or products or services that they have over time. And those are always the best types of things. Those are the people that do things like event marketing, which we'll talk about in module number 6. And these are also the people that continue to maintain the largest and best tribes in the marketplace. So, there's a lot of options when it comes down to it. Professional is one that you've probably seen pretty often. If you're, depending on what list you're part of, the professional is the one that's going to always bring you into it, introduce a brand new topic or a problem or whatever it may be that they're going after, a feature that they're going to explain, show you the solution, tell you many reasons why that solution is great, and of course still sell you on it. Remember, every part of email marketing, remember the marketing part, you need to be selling no matter what. Now, it doesn't mean if you have to sell on every email, but if you're pre-warming a person up by information, even that information is actually considered a pre-sell. So if I'm going to be talking about Facebook marketing, for example, this week, right, I'm going to pre-warn them up with great stats. I'm going to talk to them about, a story about Facebook or why Facebook's so powerful. We're really going to tell them about things, and it can be taken in by the end consumer as information, though at the end of the day, your goal is to pre-warm up and preset that mind up. So that's what that professional really does, and it's able to do while still selling. You're creating a condition. Now, professional I look at as a more corporate company, but it's also great to learn early on in your business days, because if you do decide to go that way, when you have a set behavioral practice that you have, the power behind being behaviorally smart about it is very, very important. So make sure that you're looking at the 3 types of marketers. Take a look at yourself. Remember there's someone on the other end of it, and that's what it is. All right. So that's module number 1. I know it was an introduction, but it's also just a little bit thought process about the type of email marketing that you really want to consume and continue to move forward. From there, we've got a couple cool modules coming up, and we're going to talk about all sorts of different ones, from how the Gmail promo or inbox or personalization market works, how you should be using behavior of automation, how important that is. We've got deliverability practices, things that you should be doing in your deliverability, how to improve your open and click rates. That's something I talk about with some examples and so forth. Things that you can do to nurture and convert your emails to make them more excited about your emails, more wanting to hear from them. List cleaning, exhaustion, tagging, segmentation cleaning, the 90% open rate. We're talking about email retargeting, and of course, we're going to talk about the machine that can drive all this for you. And we'll do this over a course of a few 3 to 5 minute videos that you'll be able to watch. And I try to keep it as simple and unfluffy as possible. So if you're ready, we'll jump on to that next module, and I'll see you on the next one.